All right, Nanny Berry families, this is part 2. I'm going to show you guys how to take your tracing, if you did that, or your transfer, your tape, and how to add your paint, of course, to your outline. You can use your black acrylic paint for that. That always dries really nice and seals down, so you can just do some touch-ups when you're done. But this one is about how to kind of water down your paint or thicken it up, leave it as it is, and then a little bit of color theory just to kind of show you what colors you can use to make new colors at home. And of course your kids have talked about this at school, so this is something that should be familiar with them. So right here you have your primaries, and we're gonna say that the pink is like red, right? It's in that same family, it's just got a little bit of white to it, so that's a tint. And then you've got your blue, your red, and your yellow. These are gonna make really nice, bright, intense colors. Now I've gone ahead and added the secondaries, so I've got my purple, my green, and my orange. These are also pretty nice and bright. Now if you combine any of these, you're gonna get more of a brown. So if you feel nice and comfortable with that and you wanna add some different browns to your drawing or your painting, that'd be great, okay? So right here, to water down any of them, you want to go ahead and have a bowl of water. I just use a little, very light water bin. And then you can have a smaller and a bigger brush. And I like to use the bigger brush to kind of smooth things out, to kind of push the water around. Now this, the acoustic tile, it really acts like a sponge, so it does absorb really fast, and that's good for watercolors. And you're gonna get those beautiful stain techniques that you see on all these designs that are out right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of this nice turquoise, and I can add that in and add a little water with that and kind of bring that out. So you're gonna have some different variations of that same color. So you have a light, a medium, and a dark. Now if I wanted to go over and add a little bit of my pink and kind of create that wash, now see how it's going over the black? It's a lot lighter, but I'll go back over that. And then I'm gonna add that wash. So you start getting this kind of watercolor effect. It's not really full on paint. I did add water to them to water them down, but I try to stay within the same color families. So these right here will eventually marry together and they'll get a little bit of that purple. And then you'll have, if I want to add a little yellow to that pink, I'm gonna get a light kind of peachy orange color. And of course rinse in between to keep your paints clean if you don't want them blended in your bin. So I try to keep the ones that are closer into the color families together, so it creates a more harmonious painting. So right here I would probably want to use my secondary color that they make and water that down, use a little bit of orange and kind of combine that in there. I'm gonna water this down a little bit more. So then you're gonna get this kind of watercolor effect where it's changing and blending. So I'm gonna do like a watercolor in the middle right here. And then I'll do more bold colors in between my painter's tape over here. Now the painter's tape, you wanna be careful when you press it down. I wouldn't smooth it too much because you don't wanna rip off the texture of your acoustic ceiling or the primered paint that they put on there. So again, these two make purple. Your pink and your yellow, or your red and your yellow, they're gonna make orange. And then your blue, your turquoise, and your yellow are gonna make green. Now remember, if you combine any of these two together, you're gonna get browns, some different shades of browns. So even with your black, if you wanted kind of an ink wash effect, you could water down your black, okay? So let's go ahead and we'll add a little bit of the green, add a little water, and then add that in. Water, green, just kind of watering it down. So depending if you want brighter colors, less water, you want more watercolor effect washes, add a little bit more water, and just take a little bit at a time. But I would stay with your color families. So I would not put your pink and mix it with your green, because you'll get some more kind of brownish tones. So again, with your purple, so that's what the purple looks like. And I like that dark and light effect. Of course, you can go back and tweak it a little bit if you want to. If you want to paint it in a solid, so add a little pink to that. Add a little yellow. Again, so here's your primaries, here's your secondaries, and of course there's tons of videos on how to mix your colors and things, but these are nice and bright, and this is what I used to finish my ceiling tile. Next video I'm going to show you part 3 is just kind of how to add your finishing touches, maybe patterns, brighter colors, how to tile with stencils, other little things that you can use to make textures. All right, thanks guys.